Hello all my dear students of class 6. This is Priyanka Arora welcoming you all once again to your maths online class. Yes students, so after your first term examination I am welcoming you here, and now we will be starting the course of periodic test 2. So in your periodic test 2, the very first chapter which is coming is chapter number 5, fraction. So today in this particular video I will be explaining you what are the fractions. The introduction part of fraction I have already given you in the live class. There I have started the beginning of the types of fractions, that what are the types of fraction, and already I have explained you proper fractions and improper fractions and mixed fractions. Okay, now today in this lecture I am starting directly the exercise of chapter number 5, and the remaining types of fractions you will get to know in the next live class. Okay, so as and when the questions are coming and the types of fractions are coming in the questions, I'll keep on explaining you that what is that particular fraction. Fine. So let's start with exercise 5A, question number 1. Yes students, see in question number first it is circle the proper fraction. We have to circle the proper fraction, and as I have explained you in the live class that what are the proper fractions. First of all I am telling you about fractions. Fractions are the numbers in the numerator and denominator with a upon sign in between. Okay, a part of a whole is called as a fraction. So whenever we are doing the part of any whole number, then that is called as a fraction, and it is with numerator at the top and denominator at bottom of the numerator, and it is separated by one upon line. One line that is called as upon, one horizontal line which is called as upon. So this complete is called as a fraction. Now there are different types of fraction, and as I told you that in your live class I have explained you about proper, improper and mixed fraction. So firstly this question is about proper fraction, and about proper fraction I told you those fractions where numerator are smaller than the denominator are called as proper fractions, and those fractions where numerator is greater than the denominator that are called as an improper fraction. So here we have to mark, circle all those fractions which are proper fraction, means where the numerator is smaller than the denominator. So we have to check it one by one. In A part you can see that numerator is 2 and denominator is 3. So here you can see that numerator is smaller than the denominator. 2 is smaller than 3. That means it is a proper fraction. So we will circle it because it is written to circle the proper fraction. Let us move on to B part. It is 5 upon 9. Again you can see that 5 is smaller than 9. So 5 upon 9 is again a proper fraction because here numerator is smaller than denominator. Next, 31 upon 22. Here it is not a proper fraction because you can see that numerator is greater than the denominator. 31 is greater than 22. So it is not a proper fraction, it is an improper fraction. So we will not circle it because in the question it is asked to circle only the proper fraction, not improper fraction. Next, 701 upon 200. Here also numerator is greater than the denominator. So it is again an improper fraction. So we will not circle it also. E part, 11 upon 13. So here numerator is smaller than the denominator. So if numerator is smaller than denominator, that means it is a proper fraction. So we will circle it. Next, 100 upon 500. Again numerator is smaller than denominator. So it is again a proper fraction. So circle it. 10 upon 4. Here the numerator is greater than the denominator. Numerator denominator say greater hai. So this is an example of improper fraction. So we will not circle it. 13 upon 7. Again numerator is greater than the denominator. So we will not circle it because it is an improper fraction. Next, I part, 213 upon 190. Numerator 213 is greater than denominator 190. So it is again an improper fraction. So we will not circle it. 5 upon 6. Here numerator is smaller than the denominator. So this is a proper fraction, so we will circle it. So from this first question, part A, B, E, F and J all are the proper fraction, rest all are the improper fraction. I hope it is clear. Proper fractions are those fractions where the numerator is smaller than the denominator, and improper fraction is just opposite of proper fraction. Those fractions where numerator is greater than the denominator are called as an improper fraction. I hope this particular question is clear to you. So let us move on to question number 2. So now the second question is, write a fraction for each of the following. Now it is given in statement form and we have to write the fraction of all these statements. Okay. So before starting this question, I want to just explain you this thing in a simple way, that whenever you score marks in any of your subject, then if any of your friend asks your marks, then you just say that I got 45 out of 50. I got 70 out of 90. Right? And how to mention it? 45 out of 50. So how teachers give the marks like this? Like 45 marks got out of 50 and 70 marks got out of 90. So like this you must have seen the marks in your answer sheet. So it is a kind of fraction only. ये भी क्या है? ये फ्रैक्शन है जिसमें आपको मार्क्स मिलते हैं. लाइक 50 में से आपको 45 मार्क्स मिले, so 45 is in the numerator and 50 is in the denominator. So this is a fraction, this is again a fraction, a proper fraction, because the numerator is smaller than the denominator. So like this only we have to solve this particular question. See, 4 out of 7, 7 में से 4, so this 4 will come in the numerator and 7 will come in the denominator. So this is the answer of part A. Okay. Second, 9 out of 13, that means 13 में से 9, so this 9 will come in the numerator and 13 will come in the denominator. So 9 upon 13 is the answer of part B. Then 6 out of 11, 11 में से 6, so 6 will come in the numerator and 11 will come in the denominator. So answer of part C. Then half. Half, you know how to show half. Half means जब आपको हाफ मार्क मिलता है किसी क्वेश्चन में तो किस तरीके से शो होता है आपकी आंसर शीट में? इस तरीके से, हाफ. सो हाफ मीन्स 1 upon 2. सो दिस इज हाफ. ओके. और आप देखते होंगे आपके आंसर शीट में कभी कभी आपको 1/4 मार्क्स भी मिले होते हैं, राइट? सो दिस 1/4 इन अदर वे इट इज कॉल्ड एज क्वार्टर. इस 1/4 को क्वार्टर कहा जाता है. सो दैट इज व्हाट आस्क्ड इन ई पार्ट, क्वार्टर. सो क्वार्टर का मतलब क्या होता है? 1/4. आप इसको 1/4 भी कह सकते हैं एंड आप इसको क्वार्टर भी कह सकते हैं. तो कभी भी अगर क्वार्टर लिखा आ रहा है तो फ्रैक्शन में वो क्या होगा? 1/4. नेक्स्ट 3/4. 3/4. सो 3 आएगा न्यूमरेटर में और 4 आएगा डिनोमिनेटर में. जहाँ पर TH लिखा हुआ है, TH वाली जो टर्म होती है वो डिनोमिनेटर में प्लेस्ड होती है. देन 1/3. So this 1 will come in the numerator and third, that means 3 will come in the denominator. So 1/3 is written like this. 6/9. अब आप वापस देख सकते हैं TH आ रहा है. So TH वाली जो टर्म होगी वो डिनोमिनेटर में प्लेस होगी. 6 will come in the numerator and 9th, so 9 will come in the denominator. So 6/9 is the answer of part H. Then 3/4. TH, again TH term is there. So this 4 will come in the denominator. 3 will come in numerator and 4 will come in denominator. So like this we can write 3/4. 2/7. So 2 will come in numerator and you can see that TH term is there with 7. So that 7 will come in the denominator. So 2/7 is the answer of part J. So this was quite a simple question. I hope you must have understood this question nicely. So let us move on to question number 3. So students, you can see here in this image that question number 3 is about shade the required number of parts. 4 pictures are here in this image and you have to shade the required number of parts means below each picture you can see one fraction is there. So according to that fraction we have to shade the number of parts. So these are the 4 pictures and one by one we will be shading it. Okay, so you can see that this is the first picture, A part, and total 4 parts are there in this square box, and below the picture it is given to shade 1/4. That means 4 part में से हमें 1 part को शेड करना है. तो आप देख सकते हो पिक्चर के अंदर 4 parts में से मैंने 1 part को शेड कर दिया है. So like this you can also shade it. Fine. Now in the second picture it is a triangle and triangle is divided into 2 parts, 2 equal parts. So we have to shade the half part. Half part means from 2 we have to shade only 1 part. So in the picture you can see that I have shaded the 1 part from 2 given parts. Fine. Now third picture is the picture of a circle and this circle is having 3 parts and from 3 parts we have to shade only 1 part. So here I have shaded the 1 part. Fine. So it is 1/3. The fraction is now 1/3. That means 3 part में से हमने 1 part को shade कर दिया है. Now this is the D part and under the picture it is given 3/8. That means from 8 parts we have to shade the 3 parts. So here you can see that I have shaded the 3 parts from this 8 parts. So this fraction is now 3/8. That means from 8 parts 3 parts are shaded. Now I hope this particular question is clear. Yes students, we are on question number 4th now and in this question it is given to tick the improper fraction and cross the mixed numbers. जो भी improper fraction है उसको हमें tick करना है और mixed numbers को हमें cross करना है. Improper fraction I have already told you, those fractions where the numerator is greater than the denominator are called improper fraction. And mixed fractions are the combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. Mixed fraction whole number और proper fraction का combination होता है जिसमें whole number center में आता है और उसके साथ में proper fraction होता है. That is called as the mixed fraction. So one by one we will see all the parts. So let us start with A part. It is 9/7. So it is an improper fraction. It is not a mixed fraction. So ये improper fraction है. So इसके सामने एक box create करके मैं यहाँ पर right mark कर रही हूँ because it is written to tick the improper fraction. B part 5:2/3. Now it is the combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. ये whole number और proper fraction का combination है. आप देख सकते हो center में आ रहा है whole number 5 and then 2/3 is a proper fraction where numerator is smaller than the denominator. So this is a mixed fraction. So यहाँ पर मैं box create करके cross mark कर रही हूँ because we have to cross the mixed fraction. Next 6/4. So this is an improper fraction. So I have done tick mark here. Then 1:3/5. This is the combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. So mixed fraction cross. Then 5/2. Numerator is greater than the denominator. So it is an improper fraction. So I am putting tick mark here. Then 2:1/3. Combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. So this is a mixed fraction. So cross mark. Then 1:1/8. 1:1/8. That means this is again a mixed fraction. So I am putting a cross mark here. Then 1:3/8. Again a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. So in the box I will put cross mark. Then 6/5. Numerator is greater than the denominator. So it is an improper fraction. So I will put right mark. Fine. So basically you have to remember the definition of an improper fraction and mixed fraction. Improper, numerator greater than the denominator, and mixed fraction, combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. Fine students? Yes students, we are on question number 5th now, and in question number 5th we have to draw the diagrams for the following improper fractions. Some improper fractions are given in this particular questions and we have to show these improper fraction diagrammatically. Okay, so see how we will draw the diagram for the improper fraction. So the first part is 11/7. 7. This we have to show in diagram. So here you can see in this image that how I have shown 11 upon 7. You can see in the image that I have drawn two rectangles, okay, and that particular rectangle, first rectangle I have divided into 7 parts. Then again the second rectangle also I have divided into 7 part. Why I have divided it in 7 part? Because there is 7 in the denominator. So first of all I have drawn two rectangles and divided it into 7 part. Now I will start doing the shading in this rectangular box. How? See, first rectangular box I have done shading in all 7 parts, and in the second rectangular box I have done shading in 4 parts. Now why I have done shading in only 4 parts in second rectangle? You can see that in the first part I have done shading in all 7 parts. So I can write it as 7 upon 7 because total 7 parts are there, and from 7 parts I have done shading in all 7 parts. Fine. And in the second rectangular figure I have done shading in 4 parts out of 7. मैंने 7 में से 4 parts के अंदर सिर्फ शेडिंग की है. अब अगर मैं इसको ऐड करती हूँ तो डिनोमिनेटर तो सेम ही रहेगा, डिनोमिनेटर 7 ही रहेगा और न्यूमरेटर क्या हो जाएगा 7 + 4 = 11 upon 7. सी 11 upon 7 आ गया और यही हमें डायग्रामेटिकली शो करना था. तो बेसिकली क्या होता है स्टूडेंट्स, हम 7 में से 11 पार्ट्स को कैसे शेड कर सकते हैं? इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल. कैसे हम उसका डायग्राम शो करें? तो उसके लिए आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, आप पहले जो एक फिगर बनाओगे उसमें टोटल 7 पार्ट्स में से आप 7 पार्ट्स को शेड कर दीजिए. 7 ही क्यों? क्योंकि डिनोमिनेटर में 7 है. अब 11 में से हमने 7 पे तो शेड कर दिया, कितने रिमेनिंग रहे 4. सो वो 4 हम अलग से एक और रेक्टेंगल बना के और उसमें हम 4 पार्ट्स को शेड कर देंगे. नाउ यू डू द कैलकुलेशन एंड यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट this is how you can represent 11 upon 7 diagrammatically. Okay? Now students, in the same way we have to do all the parts of this particular question. In B part you can see that 8 upon 5 is the fraction, improper fraction, and we have to show it diagrammatically. So how we will do? First of all you have to see the denominator. आपको denominator देखना है कि denominator में क्या नंबर है. तो वापस आप क्या करेंगे, एक रेक्टेंगल ड्रॉ करेंगे और उस रेक्टेंगल को आप 5 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करेंगे. फिर आप एक और रेक्टेंगल ड्रॉ करेंगे, उसको भी आप 5 पार्ट्स के अंदर डिवाइड कर देंगे, जैसा कि आपको स्क्रीन पर दिखाई दे रहा है. 2 रेक्टेंगल्स मैंने यहाँ पे ड्रॉ करे हैं और दोनों ही रेक्टेंगल्स को मैंने 5 पार्ट्स के अंदर डिवाइड कर दिया है. अब इसके अंदर मैं स्टार्ट करूंगी शेडिंग. सो सी, in shading you can see that in the first rectangle I have shaded all the 5 parts, and then in the second rectangle total I want 8, so 5 I have already done in the first rectangle, so remaining is 3. So remaining 3 I have done in second rectangle. So here we can do the shading, and how to check it, you can check it also. You can see that in the first rectangle I have done shading in all 5 parts. So in fraction I can write it as 5 upon 5. 5 में से all 5 parts में मैंने शेडिंग कर दी है. सेकेंड रेक्टेंगल को भी मैंने 5 पार्ट्स के अंदर डिवाइड करा था क्योंकि मेरा डिनोमिनेटर 5 था. अब 8 में से 5 पार्ट्स में मैं फर्स्ट रेक्टेंगल में ऑलरेडी शेड कर चुकी थी, तो कितने बच गए 3. सो वो 3 जो है वो मैंने सेकेंड रेक्टेंगल के अंदर शेड कर दिए, तो यहाँ पर आ जाएगा 3. नाउ यू कैन ऐड इट, डिनोमिनेटर विल रिमेन सिंगल and in numerator you can add it 5 plus 3, so it will give you 8 upon 5. और यही हमसे क्वेश्चन में पूछा गया था, तो ये हमने डायग्रामेटिकली यहाँ पर शो कर दिया है. ओके, यस. नाउ सी पार्ट इज 13 upon 9. अब सी पार्ट में आप देख सकते हैं कि 13 upon 9 इम्प्रॉपर फ्रैक्शन गिवन है, जिसको हमें डायग्राम के थ्रू रिप्रेजेंट करना है. तो अब आपको समझ आ चुका है कि डिनोमिनेटर में जो नंबर होता है उतने ही पार्ट्स हमें रेक्टेंगल के अंदर ड्रॉ करने हैं. तो यहाँ पर आप फिगर देख सकते हैं. अगेन मैंने 2 रेक्टेंगल्स यहाँ पे ड्रॉ करे हैं और दोनों ही रेक्टेंगल को मैंने 9 पार्ट्स के अंदर डिवाइड कर दिया है. ओके, अब हमें टोटल 13 पार्ट्स को शेड करना है. तो फर्स्ट रेक्टेंगल में ऑल 9 पार्ट्स को मैं शेड कर दूंगी और सेकेंड रेक्टेंगल में 13 में से 9 पार्ट्स में मैं शेड फर्स्ट रेक्टेंगल में करूंगी, तो बाकी का जो 4 पार्ट्स हैं वो मैं सेकेंड रेक्टेंगल के अंदर शेड कर दूंगी. सो आफ्टर शेडिंग you can see that your figure will look like this. First rectangle, it is all 9 parts shaded, and second rectangle you can see that 4 parts are shaded, and we can check it as first rectangle को हम लिख सकते हैं 9/9 और second rectangle को हम क्या लिखेंगे 4/9. अब जब आप इसको ऐड करेंगे so 9 plus 4 is equal to 13/9, which was asked in the question. So like this we can represent it. Fine students. Now in D part it is 7/6. तो जो fraction given है improper fraction का वो है 7/6. Again we will be drawing the figure of 2 rectangles. Both the 2 rectangles will be having 6 parts as you can see on the screen. Now I will be doing the shading in these 2 rectangle according to the given fraction. So you can see that in first rectangle I have done shading in all 6 parts. कभी भी जो पहला rectangle होगा इस डायग्राम में उसमें आप जितने भी पार्ट्स हैं सब पे शेडिंग कर देंगे क्योंकि ये improper fraction है. तो improper fraction को जब हम डायग्राम के थ्रू शो करेंगे तो फर्स्ट जो फिगर होगा उसके अंदर ऑल पार्ट्स के अंदर शेड हो जाएगा और जो सेकंड फिगर होगा उसमें जितने रिमेनिंग होंगे उस पे शेड होगा. तो यहाँ पर भी आप देख सकते हो फर्स्ट पार्ट में मैंने ऑल 6 पार्ट्स के अंदर शेड कर दिया. अब टोटल 7 में करना था तो 6 पार्ट्स तो मैं ऑलरेडी शेड कर चुकी हूँ. तो सेकंड रेक्टेंगल में मैंने 1 पार्ट के अंदर शेड किया है. सो 6 + 1 इज इक्वल्स टू 7, विच यू कैन शो लाइक दिस ऑल्सो. फर्स्ट रेक्टेंगल 6/6 एंड सेकेंड रेक्टेंगल 6 में से 1 पे शेड है सो 1/6. सो टेक कॉमन 6 and 6 + 1 is equals to 7/6, which was asked in the question to show diagrammatically. Okay. Now E part is 17/11. So there is a number 11 in the denominator. So now we will draw 2 rectangular boxes with 11 parts. So here you can see on the screen like this you can draw 2 rectangular boxes with each box 11 पार्ट. हर बॉक्स के अंदर 11 पार्ट्स होने चाहिए क्योंकि डिनोमिनेटर में 11 है. अब हम करेंगे इन बॉक्सेस के अंदर शेडिंग अकॉर्डिंग टू द फ्रैक्शन गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन. सो सी आफ्टर शेडिंग in first rectangle you can see that as I told you that in first rectangle we will shade all the parts. So here also in first rectangle I have done shading in all the 11 parts, and then in the second rectangle I have to shade 17 parts. So 11 parts I have already shaded in first rectangle. So how many are remaining? 6. So that 6 I have shaded in the second rectangle. Okay, and if I have to check it, so first from 11 all 11 were shaded, no? So in fraction I can write as 11/11, and in the second I have shaded 6 from 11. So I can write it as 6/11. Now add it 11 plus 6 upon in denominator 11. So it will be 17/11, which was asked in the question, and in diagram we can show it like this. Clear? Now students, the next part is 12/5. This we have to show through diagram. Now how we will do it? See on the screen. Here I have drawn 3 rectangular boxes. Each box is having 5 parts. यहाँ पे मैंने 3 rectangular boxes draw करे हैं. ओके, क्योंकि मुझे शेड करना है 12. अगर मैं 2 ही rectangular boxes draw करती 5 के तो वो तो कितने हो जाते? 5 और 5 10. तो मुझे कितना चाहिए यहाँ पर? 12. So for that I need one more rectangular box of 5 parts. That's why we will be drawing in this particular improper fraction 3 rectangular boxes of 5 parts each. Okay, now we will start doing the shading in it. See how? Now in first rectangular box I have done shading in all 5 parts. Then in the second rectangular box I have again done the shading in all 5 parts. So 5 plus 5, 10 parts I have already done shading. Then in the third rectangular box you can see that I have done shading in 2 parts. Okay, why 2? Because 10 parts I have already shaded in first 2 rectangle. So in the third rectangle I have done shading in only 2 parts. And now if I have to check it, then see how I can check it. First rectangle out of 5, all 5 are shaded. So I can write it as 5/5. Then in the second rectangle, again from 5 I have done shading in all 5, so it will be also 5 upon 5. And then in the third rectangle, I have done shading in 2 parts out of 5. So in fraction, I can write 2 upon 5. Now, if I have to add it, I will add it as 5 plus 2. So 5 plus 5 is 10 plus 2 is equals to 12. So 12 upon 5. So this is the required fraction. राइट, अंडरस्टूड स्टूडेंट्स. सो आपको ध्यान रखना है कि अगर फ्रैक्शनल नंबर 2 रेक्टेंगुलर फिगर में नहीं आ रहे हैं तो हमें 3 रेक्टेंगुलर फिगर ड्रॉ करने पड़ेंगे, जैसा कि हमने इस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन में ड्रॉ करा है. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट जी पार्ट, इट इज 9 अपॉन 2. नाउ टू शो इट थ्रू डायग्राम, you can see here on the screen that I have drawn here 5 rectangular boxes and each rectangular box is having 2 parts. यहाँ पे मैंने 5 rectangular boxes draw करे हैं और हर rectangular box के अंदर 2 parts हैं because denominator में number है 2. So ये basically आपको ध्यान रखना है कि denominator में जो number होगा हमें उतने ही parts draw करने हैं particular फिगर में. तो यहाँ पे मैंने ऑल 5 फिगर्स के अंदर, रेक्टेंगुलर फिगर्स के अंदर 2 पार्ट्स ड्रॉ करे हैं. नाउ आई विल स्टार्ट शेडिंग इट. सो सी, व्हेन आई हैव शेडेड इट, आई हैव डन द कंप्लीट शेडिंग इन फर्स्ट 4 रेक्टेंगल. आप देख सकते हो मैंने फर्स्ट, सेकेंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ 4 रेक्टेंगल्स को कंप्लीटली शेड किया है. क्योंकि 4 रेक्टेंगल्स को जब मैंने कंप्लीटली शेड किया तो मेरे पास कितने पार्ट्स आ गए? 8 पार्ट्स. Because 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6 and 6 plus 2 is 8. So यहाँ पे मेरे पास 8 parts आ गए, but question में पूछे गए हैं 9 parts to shade. So हम क्या करेंगे, जो 5th rectangle है उसमें 2 parts हैं, 2 में से हम 1 part को shade करेंगे क्योंकि 8 parts को हम already shade कर चुके हैं. So like this we will draw the diagram of this particular fraction. Now, if I have to show it through working, so how I will do it? See, in first rectangle out of 2 I have done shading in complete 2, so 2 upon 2. Then again in the second rectangle out of 2 I have done shading in both, so 2 upon 2 again. Then in third rectangle again I have done shading in both, so 2 upon 2. Then in fourth rectangle again I have done shading in both, so 2 upon 2. And then in 5th rectangle, I have done shading in only 1 part out of 2. So this I can write like this. Now, if I have to check it, so 2 will come in the denominator, numerator 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. डिनोमिनेटर रिमेन्स कॉमन. डिनोमिनेटर में अगर सब जगह 2 आता है तो उसको हम कॉमन लेते हैं, सिर्फ एक बार लिखा जाता है और न्यूमरेटर्स ऐड होते हैं. सो 2 plus 2 4 plus 2 6 plus 2 8 plus 1 9. So 9 upon 2, like this we can show it diagrammatically as I have shown here on the screen. Clear, students? Now we have come on to the last part of this question and it is 7 upon 3. So this is an improper fraction which we have to show through diagram. So for this I have drawn 3 rectangular figure. See, I have drawn the 3 rectangular figure and all 3 rectangular figures are divided into 3 parts because in denominator there is a number 3. So as I told you, whatever is there in the denominator, that many parts you have to do in that one figure. So यहाँ पर भी 3 है तो हमने हर rectangle को 3 parts के अंदर divide कर दिया है. अब हम करेंगे shading. So see, for doing shading, I have shaded first rectangle completely all 3 parts, second rectangle also completely all 3 parts. So 3 plus 3 is 6. And I have to do shading in 7 parts. So 6 में तो shading हो चुकी है, कितने remaining रहे? 1. So third rectangle में आप देख सकते हो कि मैंने 1 part के अंदर ही सिर्फ shading करी है because 6 parts में मैं already shading कर चुकी थी. So इस तरीके से हम 7/3 को diagrammatically show कर सकते हैं. और अगर आप इसको check करेंगे तो कैसे करेंगे? First rectangle में कितने parts के ऊपर shading है? Complete 3 parts के अंदर. तो हम इसको कैसे लिख सकते हैं? 3/3. सेकेंड में भी आप देख सकते हैं कंप्लीट 3 पार्ट्स में शेडिंग है तो इसको भी हम लिख सकते हैं 3/3. एंड थर्ड पार्ट में आप देख सकते हैं कि 3 में से सिर्फ 1 पर शेडिंग है तो इसको हम लिखेंगे 1/3. 3. Then if you have to check it, 3 will come as common in the denominator. Numerator, add 3 plus 3 plus 1 is equal to 7 upon 3. So like this, you can show any improper fraction through diagrams. I hope students that this question is clear to you. So with this students, I have given you all 5 questions of exercise 5.1 and I hope these 5 questions are clear to you. Please go through the video, and if you find any question difficult, any problem, any doubt, any confusion, then either you can talk to me in the live class or you can leave the comment in the comment section. I will surely solve your doubt in the next class. Okay, so here only I am ending my today's lecture, and then I will meet you back in the next online class. Till then, you people, please take care of yourself. Thank you so much.